Welcome to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And today I wanted to, we're going to do not one, but two yoga videos today, two for the price of one, all in one video. And it's going to be through our tried and true person that I like to review a lot. It's Black Yogi Nico Marie, and she has two videos. One just came out a day ago, and then the other one came out about 4 or 5 days ago. So one of them is going to be yoga for anxiety, 20-minute practice. And we'll do that one first. And then after that, then the following one is going to be a 5-minute morning yoga just to get us ready to go, get us zenned out. And then also I am featuring my friend's candle, like I like to do, the Forest Zen to get us in the ambulance, to get the ambulance right, to get us ready. And I don't really have anything else to say. Let's get right into it. We are starting today's practice in a comfortable seated position. After being in a comfortable seated position for a couple of minutes and working on our breathing to kind of get us ready to go, we then are going to transition and start doing some mild stretches with stretching our neck. And then from there, we will go to the next position. From the seated position, we then move over into our tabletop position where we're going to do our cat and cow poses. Once we do a couple rounds of cat and cow, we then are going to do some mild stretches on our wrists. And then from there, we're going to move over into a downward facing dog. Prior to downward facing dog, we are going to squeeze in an extended child's pose. From the downward facing dog, we are basically using it to make our way to the back of the mat to do our first downward forward bend pose. After doing a downward forward bend, we're then going to transition over to a mountain pose. And then from there, we are going to end up in the plank position after we play around with the downward forward bend. And then from there, we're going to then go to child pose again and do kind of the sequence all over again. But the only difference is the downward forward bend will end up at the front of the mat versus the back of the mat. Once we get back into a downward forward bend, we are going to end up in mountain pose again. And from there, we are going to then end up in the position to basically put ourselves in a triangle pose. The triangle pose we are going to do on both sides. And however you want to stretch it is up to you. Before we do end up doing the triangle pose on the other side, we are then going to transition back to being in the mountain pose. And from the mountain pose, we're going to then make our way into a tree pose. And that is going to be part of that sequence along with that triangle pose. So we're going to be doing that on each side, just as long as we're along with the triangle pose we're doing on each side as well. once we do that sequence on each side, we then are going to do a downward forward bend. From a downward forward bend, we will end up in a plank, and then from the plank, we make our way to an extended child's pose. Correction, the plank was actually downward facing dog, but from there, from the extended child's pose, we are going to make our way to the seated position where we will be doing a seated forward bend. Correction, one-legged seated forward bend. Since it is a one-legged seated forward bend, we're going to be making sure we do that on both sides, of course. From there, we are going to end up in a reclined cobbler pose. And from the reclined cobbler pose, we then will end up in a corpse pose or Shavasana to conclude the practice. You can either end up in Shavasana or meditation pose, whichever one you choose. And that concludes this practice. So for today's video, I am going to do the rating system slightly different because, long story less long, somehow the last bit of my video got corrupted, so I don't have it anymore. But how I would rate this first practice, I would rate this a solid 9. I enjoyed it. It had tree poses, which are my favorite. And as you know, I love this yogi instructor's voice. It's amazing. And so I thoroughly enjoyed this practice. And stay tuned for the next practice, which is just a 5-minute practice that we'll be doing next after this video. So in this next practice, we also are starting in a seated position. State this time you can either be in a comfortable seated position of your choosing, but what she chose was lightning pose, so I did the same thing. In whatever comfortable seated position you choose, we are going to do a gentle twist on each side also. The lightning pose, we then transition to a tabletop, and from the tabletop we then make our way to downward facing dog, and we're going to pedal the dog as well. From downward facing dog, we're going to then do a three-legged dog to a slight crunch to make our way to a lizard lunge. We're going to do that lizard lunge on both sides. We do that sequence on each side. We then make our way back up to downward facing dog. From there to a plank, and then lying on our belly. Basically from there, doing kind of a Superman or dolphin pose. From there, we make our way back to a seated position with our legs stretched, and we're going to then doing seated forward bend to basically slowly conclude this practice. Lastly, we are going to end this practice in a seated position. And again, as I mentioned before, this is slightly different than how I do things, but how I would rate this video, this being a 5-minute video, I would rate this a 9 as well. I think it helps that I'm doing this video right after I did the other video, so I feel nice and warmed up, and it really does feel good to do that. And also too, I should mention she does have an announcement where there is going to be another 30-day yoga challenge by the name of BEAM, which is an acronym that stands for balance, energy, ability, and mindset. So I am thinking about doing that 30-day challenge. I am going to do it myself, the whole entire 30-day challenge, but I will not film all of it. So I do challenge you all to do this challenge with me as well. And also like and comment and subscribe to her channel as well as my channel. This your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and I will see you next time. Bye.